What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Big Will, back. Another episode of Life After Prison. So here we go. Listen, I told you, when I hear about this stuff, I'm going to let you hear about it. You might not hear the same news I hear, right? And when it comes to stuff like this, I think everybody should know about it. You know what I mean? I don't think that any people who touch kids should be in society. That's my take on it. Especially when it's your own kids, right? And you're letting people touch your kids, right? Some people do it because they want money, they need money, so they pimp their kids out, they sell their kids. Some women let their boyfriends do it because they're so beat up and insecure inside themselves that they let that, because they have a man that's the only person they think loves them, right? But when they let them mess with their own kids, there's something wrong, right? But when it comes to children, young children, they're supposed to be able to look to their parents for safety, right? So you look for your mother and father to protect you, right? Growing up. And when you can't feel safe in your own home, the trauma that must do to a child, it's gotta be so life-changing, and it's gotta be so demoralizing inside that what it does to a child, it can only help them get to the places in life where they shouldn't be, right? It must lead them down the wrong path because they think inside that they can't trust anybody. When the two people you're supposed to be able to trust, your parents, right? And maybe some fathers are not in the house, right? Or maybe the mother, like I said, the father's not there and the mother has a boyfriend and she lets, but there are cases where some fathers touch their own kids, right? And when it's a mother or a father and the kids, they have no one else to turn to, and they don't want to, they're scared to turn to the police or things like that because where are they going to go? They feel like, we're going to be I'm going to be in child welfare, and I'm never going to see my family, and I'm going to have to live with strangers. And when the kids are young and they don't understand what's even happening to them, they don't know where to turn. And the people that they think they can turn to, when they're the perpetrators, it's wrong. Let's hear what's going on here.
Let men rape her children in exchange for money will spend 20 years in prison. The victims were only 5 and 6 years of age. It's incomprehensible. 11 Alive's Doug Richards in court.
5 and 6 years old. And the mother's letting her kids be raped for money. Like, go out and steal. Sell your own self. You're selling your kids for money? Puke. Let's listen.
In court, as the sentence was handed down by a Fulton County judge. Doug?
Well, Jeff, this is certainly a story that has shocked the conscience. This is a woman who, as you said, has pleaded guilty to allowing men to rape her 2 daughters, ages 5 and 6. As she was led out of the courtroom and to a jail cell, Morgan Summerlin blew kisses to family members who sat and watched the sentence.
She's got family that is standing by her after hearing what she did with her kids. Listen.
A few minutes later, The woman's grandfather told a judge that there had been an additional incident victimizing a 12-year-old family member, which prosecutors said was similar to the other two child rape cases, but they declined to describe that incident in detail in public.
Okay? So there's another family member, maybe another one of her kids, 12 years old. She's selling that kid too. They're doing the same shit. And she turns around and blows a kiss and waves in it, and she's got family supporters. If she's got people who are supporting her after what she did to her kids, they deserve to be miserable themselves. How can you support somebody like that? And then what? They're gonna have hate for the two little kids because they got caught, and now the mother's going to jail for 20 years? I'm glad she got 20 years. Listen.
It was enough, though, for Judge Constance Russell to sentence Summerlin to serve 20 years in prison, with another 10 on probation, and prosecutors say she will not be eligible for parole during the 20 years in prison. Russell.
That's the best thing about it. She got 20 years, but she ain't got parole. She ain't making parole. Okay? She's going to do the 20. And then she got another 10 for supervised probation when she gets out. Which she's going to have to register as a sex offender, and she's going to have to do all this shit. She ain't going to be around kids. Okay? So in 20 years, when her kids are 25 and 26 years old, 26 and 27 years old, how's she going to explain to them why when they grow up to be 16, 17, 18, 20, how's she going to explain to them why she's in prison? Because I let men rape you for money. I couldn't feed you. Steal. Sell yourself. Go out and collect cans every day. Okay, I work on a trash truck. I see people every day going through the recycle barrels to collect bottles and cans. Okay, to make extra money. You get money when you return bottles and cans. But it's not enough. You don't get that much money, so you got to sell your kids. Steal. So what if you get caught? Morally, you can live with yourself by getting caught. How can you live with yourself? I hope, which I'm pretty sure it'll happen, because women, okay, as much as men are preyed upon in jail when they are child rapists and shit, women don't like that because they're mothers, right? They're mothers, and when they hear about a woman who has raped a kid or their own child, or they hurt their own child, the mothers don't like that. The women don't like that. They look for them women, okay? And I hope she gets a hard one. I hope she has to live in PC for the rest of her bid. And I hope in PC they terrorize her and they take her shit and they extort her. I hope she lives a miserable 20 years if she makes it in jail. I wish nothing good on her. I can't stand that shit. Listen.
Russell was 25 when she pleaded guilty. Her defense attorney says that the defendant was herself sexually exploited and attacked as a child, hinting at a horrifying and continuing cycle of abuse. The two young victims in this case were not in court, did not speak in court. A family member who was in court said that the family is now trying to take care of those two young victims and helping them put all this behind them to whatever extent that's possible. Back to you.
So her kids, herself, she says, "Oh, I was raped when I was a kid," and so what? The cycle continues. So if you know what it was like, and you know what you went through, and how scared you were, you put your two kids through that, and another 12-year-old. I'm not sure if the 12-year-old was her kid or not, but what do you all think? What do you think? What do you think about people like this? What do you think should happen with her? You think 20 years is good? I'd say give her 30. I'd say give her 30. I think rapists, child rapists, child pornographers, pedophiles, people who sell kids, I think their charges should be life without. My opinion. I'm saying it. Their charges should be life without. If you have to terrorize a child like that, the charges have to be uplifted. Our country has to uplift the charges to more serious condition. 20 years, 30 years, they're good. They should be life without. They should be in jail for at least 30 years, if you ask me. They'll give drug dealers 30 years, but child rapists and stuff, oh, give them 10 years, give them 5 years, 7 years. Are you serious? I'm glad she got 20 years, no parole. It's starting to turn around. There are some cases lately that they've been getting it. Let me know what you all think. Let me know what you think. You think it's just? You think she got what she deserves, or you think she should have more time? I know there's some years that'll think, oh, that's way too harsh. No, not for selling your own kids, 5 and 6 years old. No. Let me know what you all think. It's your boy Big Will. Life after prison. Hey, one other thing. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. We're here. Peace. See you on the next one.